That's some dirty ass shit though.
Yeah. So we were just talking about like big biting in the Bay. Not Biden, but Biden.
Not Joe Byron, but
Not Joe Byron. Recently, man, I wish I could even. Oh, I do remember. I feel rude if I say it, but I'm just gonna be honest.
Motherfuckers are stealing people's stuff.
Yeah, we might as well. Okay,
ripping stuff off and
there's
have the confidentiality.
The thing is like I can understand a part layer to this, but then I can't. So it's a very big brand called Homegrown SF, and they're based out of Daly City, which is funny. And then there's another brand by this dude Zaldi Water, and it's called Stop Watering Dead Plants. And they're both from like Daly City, like that area. So that's where I'm like, you can't fuck this up. You know, this is like trying to fuck with.
They're both from the same area.
Yeah. No, that's the part that makes it extra. Like you definitely bit them. But Homegrown SF made these Lettermans, which I'm also making Lettermans. So you bit me. No, I'm just playing. That doesn't matter at all. But they made like these Lettermans, and the logo, or like the, what do you call it? The slang that they're putting on it.
Yeah.
Whatever, is Stop Watering Dead Plants, which is, you know, this other dude's complete brand. And I understand that's not a complete original idea. People say that all the time, but like it means a different thing when they're so close to each other. You know what I mean? You guys are both in Daly City. Like that's why it's just weird, and they got a bunch of hate for it. I'm sure that they're still making money off of these things, but I've just never seen such a blatant rip and like a community turn against Homegrown so quick. Especially considering they represented themselves as a city brand. I'd heard about them before, and I've always heard good things, but like it was so fast how quick everyone changed on them, which as they should, you know, like that's insane to bite that crazy. Like I can understand like having inspiration from something, but like you just dead ripped it. You know what I mean? That's a completely different game.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like it's just like, My girlfriend works in the fashion industry for a while, or she has worked in the fashion industry for a while. And then she worked at companies where she was a buyer. And then, so she's seen it a lot because, you know, they're coming up with new concepts, new designs, and doing things. And then when they put them out there, there's always like smaller brands are like, hey, you took that from me.
Shit. Yeah.
And so then they're like, when the community like sees that and they like turn on you and they're like, why are you ripping someone off? But then it would be like something similar, but but it'll be like the most basic thing. And they'll be like, you ripped me off.
Yeah.
And it's like the most basic thing. And so even though there's no legal, you know, consequences that come with that, like they're not going to get sued or nothing because there's nothing that, you know,
there's nothing they can really do.
You can sue them about it. But like the community sentiment, like the people are like, wow, you guys are like, you know, like that. So I get that part of it where it's hard, especially when you have like a bigger profile. But when you're ripping someone off in a way where it's like blatant and obvious, and it's like, it's not even like, you're not even trying to hide it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know who in these brands who is bigger than the other. And if it was the bigger one doing it, it's
Homegrown is much bigger than Zaldi Waters.
It's definitely like, you guys don't have no originality. Yeah. You saw something and you're taking off a rip because you know it will sell, and you're just doing it for your own selfish reasons. That's where I cannot stand. But if there's like some artist thing where it's like very like two people that are trying to make something and they happen to make something similar of each other because they're, you know, in the similar market, I can't really fault people for that in that instance.
I'll say that like I think what Homegrown did was wrong, and I think that it's kind of, you know, horrible, and you know the community should kind of do some, you know, damage to you, unfortunately. But this does happen a lot. I mean, I'm not going to say this happened exactly the same way to me, but recently, I mean, you know, I made like those flame pants, right?
Yeah, I remember you.
Yeah, I posted it. Yeah. It was a much bigger brand, but I think they like kind of were an inflated brand. If anything, I kind of saw it as like flattery, that I was like, not necessarily that I was completely ripped off, but like, I did a Soldier Boy. I was like, I did it first, like, you know. So,
yeah, I remember when you posted about that, but it was like, it
was different too. I wasn't like mad about it at all. In fact, I just thought it was really funny, you know.
But my second point of like talking about like my girlfriend working in like fashion, especially like for big companies, they are definitely ripping off. Like they're definitely, because they have to produce, right? They have to make they're always having to come up with design and stuff, and you know, people are seeing. So like, people are definitely ripping smaller brands off, and they rip them off easier. But there is those instances where people are claiming that they've been ripped off, and it's like the most basic concept. Like, you didn't invent butterfly wings. Like, relax.
Yeah. That's, you know, very real.
But if you invented original pattern on way your placement of them, and someone's ripping you off like that, which is seems like this is happening with the placement and the wording and stuff like that, that's where it becomes egregious, and it becomes like, no, you need to be called out for your bullshit.
Yeah.
But just because someone has like butterfly wings, like, and shit, or you know, something simple like that, like, you know.
Yeah, what are you gonna do about something like that? But still, it's like, I feel like it's also weird though too, because like, so like you're saying that, right? And then there's like, I'm sure that you see like Fashion Nova and like,
oh, they rip off Shein, everyone. I hate those.
Yeah, they get in trouble like all the time for ripping off
don't give
designers,
a fuck.
but they don't give a fuck, and I don't think they ever really get in trouble. But the thing is that these are like two, like, even though like one is very much bigger than the other one, it's still, you guys are both very small indie brands. Like, doing that to it, like, that's like me. Okay, like for instance too, I was talking to Love Tolly earlier. We had a shoot, and he makes, I think, some of the dopest merch for like artists that I've ever seen.
I need to look at more of his stuff. I know who he is, but I've never listened to music. I've never actually seen like the stuff he makes.
He makes a bunch of cool stuff. He has these hoodies that I think you really like. It's called Home Team, and it has like a Looney Tunes font on it. It's really cool.
Okay, I've seen those. I didn't know he did those.
Yeah, he did those, and so he made these sweatshirts recently, and he was talking to me about them, about how he didn't really like them, but he put like hoodie pockets, like, you know, like this inside the sweatshirt, so there's no hood, but it just has the pocket. And when I first saw them, I was like, man, I want to steal that so bad.
Did he make it like silk?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
silk inside the pocket. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, yeah, that's the brand. Okay, that was the genius idea.
Yeah, he did that. It's really smart. I think he does, honestly, some of the best.
Is he making the hoodies with the silk in the
Yeah.
That's okay. That's him.
A couple brands do that, but yeah, Tolly is definitely one of them.
Yes. I was like, that's a genius.
Yeah, I have one of them. They're super nice. I love them. But yeah, like, he's really smart with it, and I even told him, like, just the other day when I saw him, I was like, man, I wanted to steal that so bad when I saw you do that, and he was like, you could totally steal it. I don't even care. Like, it's not an original idea. I wasn't the first person to do it. But like, for me, it's like, I don't know. You know, like, I'm an actual like fashion brand, I would say. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm trying to go. So it's like me like taking something from him feels like I'm like giving it up to him. You know what I mean? Even though I am, he makes some of the best clothes. I want to be the best I can be, you know? And that means I'm not going to take it.
Well, you want to be original in your
yeah. Like like the silk hoods and stuff are a good idea. I could totally do that, but I don't think I should. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like one of the best things you made, and I think it's going to be a hit for you, is the zip up hoodie. Like, I just really like, I do like that style, that flair. Like, it's just different. But also you make all kinds of other cool ass shit too. So it's like being able to make stuff where people are really gonna like and gravitate towards, because it's like, it's also the products you use too. Are you just slapping something on like a cheap product that's gonna disintegrate like on one wash? You know,
yeah, exactly.
Like there's a thing where people are always trying to pump out stuff where they're just like trying to make merch, or they're just trying to get into the game and sell shit, but they're selling cheap stuff. And I was like, you're just doing the cheap fast fashion route, which I fucking can't stand. That's like,
I think people don't really get that at first though, because I'll say, like, when I first started making clothes, like, I never wanted to do screen printing because of that reason, like, because I knew things would just fall apart. But I got like the cheapest shirt I could get and then embroider it, you know what I mean? And that was me learning. But then like I realized, like, oh, if I want people to respect my brand, like, I should get something that's going to last them 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you know what I mean? So like, that's something that I feel like you slowly work up towards. Sometimes you'll start out and things are going to be horrible shit, you know? But you just have to keep realizing what you want. If you want fast fashion the whole time, sure, you can keep making those shitty pieces of crap. But
would you respect if you saw your stuff like like you went thrifting and you saw one of your stuff in there?
Yeah, I would love that. That would make my day.
I saw, like, I went to Salvation Army, like in the South Bay, or not South Bay, in like South City. There's one, and I saw Made in the City in that thrift store, and I was like, So interesting, this brand. Yeah. Seeing it here.
It is kind of cool to see that though, because it lets you know that at least like it's like actually good enough to like keep going. You know what I mean? I have like friends who, when I first started making clothes, they have some of those hoodies still, and they're like just starting to show me like, man, it's starting to wear out, and it's like been like 6-7 years now, and I'm like, okay, like at least I know like these things that I started on.
How old were you when you made your first, like when you designed your first stuff?
Are you talking about for Rebel Status or just in general?
Just for yourself in general?
Ooh, I was really young. I was maybe like, I was probably like 11, maybe 12 years old.
Were you wearing your own stuff to school, like making?
Yeah, I was.
So were people ever like fuck with you about it, like?
Yeah, people didn't like it. I mean, I didn't even really like it that much, but like I wanted to try. You know what I mean? So like I would like rip up sweatpants and put them back together, or like I'd try and like draw something on my pants. I don't know if you ever saw those people that like drew on their pants and made designs. I did that all the time. And
were your parents hella pissed?
They were so mad. I remember the first time I ever did it. The first time I ever did it, I had drawn a bunch on these I asked my parents specifically one day. I was like, I want to get like 8 different colors of sweatpants in like all these different colors. And we went out and we bought them. And then that night I started ripping them up and I started painting on them and drawing on them. And my mom freaked the fuck out and she threw them out. And I was like, I wanted to wear them. Like I still wanted to wear them. I just wanted to mess with them. And she didn't understand that like at all. But now I think she like looks back and she's like, damn, like I totally.
She gets it now?
Yeah. But she also helped me with that a bunch. Like I would buy something and then I would find patches and I'd be like, Mom, help me patch this on, or you know.
Hell yeah.
So it was stuff like that. I think like at first she didn't get it, but now she's like, oh, I didn't really realize this is what you're trying to do.
I know what, like when people did make stuff, like they would just go to Michael's and they'll get like a little rose patch and just put it on the shirt.
Yeah, like, yeah, definitely.
It's like a cool way to get into it. I never actually made my own stuff. Look, my girlfriend's been the fashion one. She never really created her own stuff either. She was never like a designer type of person. She's always wore like just really nice, like vintage. She always had a great eye for vintage stuff. And also she just knows how to like, just dress nice.
Yeah.
And so like I learned from her and she pretty much just like helped me out. And so, cause I had no fashion sense. Like I would wear skinny jeans with like a 3X, like,
Yeah.
I was wearing just like the most random weird stuff. And I was going through my emo phases.
Hey,
but I never was a creator though. But I always wanted to know like how people responded to it. Now they're like, did they clown you then and then they see you doing good now and they're like,
yeah, what's funny now is like I like look back a lot because I definitely got made fun of a lot in middle school for how I dressed, I should say, more so because I didn't really know how to dress either. I just like to mess with things, like I like to like fuck around with my clothes, and it never looked good and everyone always made fun of me for it. And then now like there's things that I'll like show on my personal account of like things that I've been working on that I don't like, and I'll be like, oh, like here's this jacket I messed up on, like, and people will be like, yo, that's so cool, I want to buy it. And I'm like, this is so ugly, and like you definitely used to make fun of me for like trying to do this.
Yeah,
but I don't know, it's all a circle, sometimes people don't realize until it's too late, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a part of maturing. I think people had a mindset of like what they thought was cool back then.
Yeah.
And as you get older and you realize like, bro, you're fucking don't have no style. You still stuck in the same era, like
dead ass. Yeah. I was thinking about like the people who like peaked. They started peaking early in their lives, and now it's all like, damn, you guys are stuck at home, like back in the hometown. You guys aren't doing much or whatever.
I've never been the type. I have a shitload of clothes now, but like. It's because I just stockpile on a lot of like cheap stuff, like a lot of like thrifted black shirts and a lot of thrifted stuff, like black, white shirts, like work stuff. And then I just somehow just have a shitload of clothes, which I need to just go through and get rid of. But I also, for the past like several years, I just buy a lot of branded, like local brand stuff.
Yeah.
I love supporting people. So I'm just like, I'll buy it. Maybe I wear it sometimes, maybe I don't. But like, I do it because like the way to support someone is to buy their stuff. And that's what I would do. And that's true. Like really
people
will
love
rock
to
with
see
it.
You wear that shit.
I really rock with it though. Like sometimes it just happens.
I definitely have a few people.
No, there's some like I wish Bib City made some more stuff because
Bib City makes cool shit.
I wear his stuff like a lot. I wear
Bib City looks like a bipper.
Oh, that'd be hella tight. That'd be hella tight. I wear like Daily City stuff. Like You know, his stuff's cool. And then I just, try to support everyone. Everyone that I run into, if I buy their stuff, I support. Like, I support Rebel stuff. I be wearing that the pullover that I bought that was fucking sick. That crew neck, the crew neck one. Yeah, that one. I support that. I'm wearing a Fisherman's Life. He's probably one of the biggest fisherman YouTubers like in the world.
Really?
And he's based out of San Francisco.
What the fuck? What?
Yeah.
I would have never.
He has like a million followers on YouTube and shit. He does like some of the coolest stuff, and like I talked to him a couple of times.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because he does like a farmer's market, like a fishing farmer's market, like every year.
Okay.
And so he's there, and he like meets everyone. Like, he's a really cool dude. I see him. I know he lives in the Sunset because I deliver around the city, or I used to a lot.
Oh, and you see him a lot?
I would see him just like riding his bike.
Interesting.
Like him with his kids or something.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's hella funny. I would just like see him and just,
That'd be kind of the life, don't you think? Like, I don't know how you feel necessarily about like settling down, but like having like a family and like living out here. I feel like
I want that so much.
Dream. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to like have family move away. Like, I want to have family buy a house out here.
Yeah, me too.
That's the goal. Like, I would love to buy a house out here. Like, out here in the neighborhoods more, like out in the like suburb part, like the Sunset or the Richmond. I would love to buy a house here in the Richmond. I can see myself living here for the rest of my life.
Yeah. I don't know if I could live in this neighborhood per time.
I don't know. Like, I've been fond of this. I mean, neighborhood is changing. Yeah. A lot of hipsters coming in, but I do like.
You like the quiet part of the city.
Oh, it's quiet here. It's fucking
that's
quietness.
What I'm saying. You like it though. You like it like that.
Yes and no. I like the noise sometimes. I like
But you don't like my type of noise where you just hear people screaming outside in cars and shit like that.
You look and just someone standing across the street just yelling.
Literally.
And it's just like
it'll be like 3 a.m. and like you'll just hear someone being like, "I'm gonna kill myself," and you're like, what? Like,
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's just like fucking craziness. I could just see that person in my mind. And then they just like walk away and they just go do something else.
Yeah, and they're completely fine. And you're like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah, it's that, like, I don't know if you like that craziness about being downtown. Like, I kind of enjoy it. Yeah, some people do like it. I'm just not with it. You guys hear more like sirens, more everything over here. It's just,
definitely.
It's just chill. Like, it's just, San Francisco's so different, so many different parts, and so like I'm cool with the chillness.
Is this the only neighborhood you've ever lived in?
In San Francisco?
Yes. Yeah.
I've never been anywhere else. I've only been here.
How long have you lived here? Like 6 years?
I've been here since 2017. My girlfriend's lived here since 2013 or
so
12.
You've been here for a little minute.
She's been here for like 10 years.
Yeah, that's a long time for sure.
Yeah, so she's been here.
And has she lived here this whole time?
She's lived here 11 years. She lived 1 year in the Ingleside.
I lived in Ingleside too.
On the fucking hill, dude. I broke my parking brake on that fucking hill. I had an old school truck. I don't know. There was a hill she lived. I forgot the street, but it was a nasty hill. Like, I live on a hill now, but it's not that bad compared to the hill she lived on. That shit was steep.
That's funny. I used to have a roommate. I used to live over in Glen Park too, and we used to live on a big ass hill. And literally, I would walk home with them. Like, at the end of both of our shifts, we would walk home, and she was a really heavy cigarette smoker. So there's like one hill that was like maybe 30 degrees, and then another one that was like 45. And when we get to the second hill, she'd be like, just hold up. And she'd start throwing up. And I'd be like, bro, you gotta chill on the cigarettes if you want to live.
Was she young?
Yeah, she was the same age as me. So she's 26, but at the time she was like 20, 21.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Is she still smoking?
I have no idea. I do not talk to her anymore, unfortunately. But that just happens sometimes.
Damn, that's
you don't have the
up.
best roommates. Yeah, it was bad, but it was good times. When I first moved to San Francisco, I'm not sure how like you were living, but I had like 8 roommates, and we shared a room probably this big, and we had 2 beds, and we just shared them.
Where else were you sleep? The floor?
No, we just like, we'd take like not shifts, but like not all of us slept at the same time. So there'd be like 3 of us in one bed, another 3 of us in another bed. And then, bro, it was bad.
Was that?
Dude, we were living insane. And then we also, so we did have.
How much were you guys pay for rent?
I paid $300 a month.
Oh, okay.
So I was paying nothing really. But there was also a bed in the garage, and we called it literally the smush room. So
that's where people went.
Yeah. I was like, oh, if you bring a date, like that's where you guys are gonna sleep for the night, because you know you guys get to have your own
privacy.
Yeah. But it was disgusting. I'm so sorry to every woman I've ever brought in there.
if I was the woman you brought, I'd be like, fuck
bro.
you.
No, yeah. I've definitely had that happen in like San Francisco living like situations. I remember before I even met you too, I lived in a room in Ingleside, and I lived in the garage. And so like my friend had one part of the garage, and then there was a big part of the garage that I was allowed in, like that was my room. But I didn't even have a bed. I had a blow-up bed, like an air mattress.
Yeah.
And I remember this girl wanted to come over, and I was like, oh yeah, come through to my pad, like blah, blah, blah. And then I come over, and then she's like, all right, well, do you want to watch like a movie? And I'm like, I have my laptop on my air mattress. And I'm like, I got a movie. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to go home. And I was like, what? But now like looking back, I'm like, I'm disgusting.
I'm glad.
Disgusting.
I'm glad. Poor lady. She's like,
yeah, this poor woman. I mean, thank God you didn't spend the night with me. I swear I have my own spot now. I also have a very
she's in
nice,
therapy
amazing
talking
girlfriend.
about it today.
Yeah,
she's
literally.
Like, yeah.
Hey, for the record, I now have a bed and I have my own room.
She's gonna be at her wedding talking about it. She's gonna be like, I almost
actually
when
right before I met
bottom,
my husband. Yeah.
I realized there's better things in life.
No. Yeah, that might be. Who knows?
You feel fortunate having your own spot now?
Yes, extremely. I lived, even right before I met you, I lived in my brother's closet. My brother had like a studio apartment, and I just slept in his closet.
Dude, you have like the most struggle. Like
I feel like I have the most San Francisco ass.
Oh shit! That's I've heard of people living like that, but I never met someone living like that.
I was just like so.
Actually, I had a homie. Money. So my homie lived in this like house where, it was a skater house. So skaters are fucking. Skaters are wild. So they live like that all the time.
Definitely.
But he was living in a spot because he was probably like 5'8", you know, a little bit. I'm 5'9", so he was probably a little bit shorter than me. Mm. But his room was kind of like a loft setup where, I don't know if it was supposed to be a room, but it was a big enough space where you could fit a bed in there, but you couldn't stand up in it.
Oh yeah. I had a spot like that.
So he couldn't stand up in the room. He had to like crouch over.
Yeah.
But he lived there for years, and he was just like, yeah, he loved.
How much did he pay?
Not a lot.
Okay, yeah, that's probably why though. Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't a lot, so he was, he made it work.
Man.
But it's craziness. So there's like that, but I've been fortunate where when I first moved out here, I lived with the family in Hayward, and I had my own spot, and I was only paying $500, and I thought it was expensive. I had my whole room.
Yeah.
My girlfriend couldn't spend a night, so that was the only part that's shitty. But my buddy that I met in college, became a really good friend. He had a spot where he had like the upstairs, like an upstairs studio type of setup.
Uh-huh.
And so I moved in with him. So we shared that for like a year, about like a year and a half, almost 2, I think. And so, that's the only time I shared when I had a space out here. And then
you basically moved here.
I moved in with my girlfriend because she was here for a while. And so she was already established here. She'd been living here for years. And then, I moved in with her, and we had roommates. Like this living room that we recorded now, we used to be a room. And then pandemic, they moved out. And then my roommate is in the room by us. And then me and my girlfriend have our own roommate. I mean, our room. We have our own room. And so there's only 3 of us that live in here.
You don't even have an upstairs, huh?
No. Well, we have upstairs neighbors, but at an upstairs house. So like they're all flats. And so, we're fortunate, lucky. This is a big space.
Yeah. This is a nice space for sure.
Yeah, I really do love it. I don't know. I love the views. I love going on the roof, and you can see, you see the Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah. You see the park and stuff, and it's just cool.
Pretty great.
You could run across the street, and you could go into the park, and then
go down the street, and you could get Joe's ice cream.
I don't know. I thought no one knew about Joe's. I thought it was the most secret. I was waiting for one of those foodie Instagram people to come over here so I could fucking spam the shit and tell them.
Joe's has a big Instagram though. You know that, right?
I had no clue.
Yeah, Joe's has a pretty big Instagram.
I was waiting for people to like, come try this hole in the wall ice cream spot.
Yeah.
Blah, blah. I was about to fucking be pissed.
It is really good there. I love Joe's ice cream. But yeah, it is kind of one of those like Cutty ass little spots.
I get hella pissed when I go in there and there's like 10 little kids waiting to get ice cream. I'm like, motherfucker, you better hurry the fuck up. I already know what I want.
Dog, you know what's crazy is
next me.
Did you ever? Have you ever met Kenny? Do you know Kenny? His name's Carry Out Only on Instagram.
No.
Okay, so he's like a photographer too. I thought maybe you'd seen it on one of our things, but I'm gonna say this for Kenny, and hopefully he doesn't hate me for this. But he told me this, just like the funniest thing ever, and it made me cry. Is like when he said he went on a date and he took this girl to an ice cream spot, so like Joe's, and you know how they give out free little scoops or whatever for you to try. He was like, so how many of these like free samplers can I get? They were like, well, as many as you want, I guess, like until you find the flavor you want. And then he was like, okay, so can I just get one of every flavor, like free flavor of each one, and then you can just put it in a cone and I'll just pay for the cone, because the cone's like $2.50 or something. And so he got like 80 flavors on one cone. And he said he was on a date with this girl and she was like, yeah, you know what? I fuck with that. Like, and now they're dating.
What the fuck?
It was just the funniest thing to me. I was like, you know what? That takes some balls. Like, I would not have done that. For real. I'm like I'm like one little flavor taster just to even see. But he's like, no, I need every single flavor.
My girlfriend made hella fun of me. And the ice cream person kind of like laughed. Because I was like, can I sample the mint? And she was like, you want to know what fucking mint?
You know what mint tastes like? You're like, man, I just wanted a little taste.
I was like, I don't know if I was like feeling it today. That's what I wanted it. And then the person was just like laughing because they're just like, are you serious? Well, fucking mint.
That's hella funny though.
I already know. My go-to is chocolate chip and cookie dough.
Yeah, for real.
My girlfriend hates that shit.
Really?
She hates chocolate chip and cookie dough.
That's like one of the best flavors.
I know.
Wait, what's her go-to flavor?
What does she go to? She likes I don't know. She likes weird ass shit. She likes
That's rude.
She does. She likes these weird ass fucking flavors. We go to that one ice cream spot in Hayes Valley.
Hayes Valley.
Yeah, what the fuck that place is called? They have it in the Fillmore, and then they have it like up Fillmore more towards like when you're going towards.
Talking about Miyako's?
No, it's like a what the fuck is this? Salt and Straw.
Oh,
I fucking hate that place. They had the stupidest fucking flavor, like balsamic vinaigrette, vegan, fucking stupid ass.
They're very gentrified for sure.
Their flavors are so crazy, and some of them they're good, but I can never finish their ice cream.
Too rich.
It's too rich. It's just too like much. Like sometimes they have really good flavors, but majority it's so fucking nasty.
I'm so simple with ice cream. I just want chocolate or like
I love Rocky Road.
Road's great.
I love like everything. I love Mitchell's because their ice cream is fucking amazing.
The best, yeah.
But like, my girlfriend likes that weird shit, so we go there because she likes it. So we go get it, and she just
disrespect.
Like, you gotta have like you gotta have high class taste buds or sophisticated taste buds to understand it. You gotta have a different palate. I fucking hate that shit. But I also go there. But Joe's is my favorite, walking distance from my house. So I just run down the street.
I might even go to Joe's after this.
I was thinking about it right now. You've been hyping it up. Been hyping it up.
There you go.
I'm about to go get some.
For real.
But we'll make sure to put out this episode this week. I'll put it out as soon as possible.
I'll probably be 27 by then. Wish me a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man. Jeez, 27.
I'm old. Hopefully I don't die this year. This is apparently the year.
Oh, well.
The 27 club. Don't make me part of it.
Well, that's a good segue.
Yeah.
All right, peace.
Oh yeah, man.